welcome to my channel. In this video I want to talk about drones. I'm a little bit drone obsessed ever since I bought Mavis. It's a drone. This is a DJI Mini 2. I've flown the crap out of it. I don't know, there are still the original propellers on here. They haven't caused any problem. The flying position in the air there is very stable. It's been stable from day one. It's amazed me on day one. When I first flew this, I flew this in the backyard off a picnic table, and it went up so straight. I thought it was like on some kind of a line that it was being pulled up at. There was no deviation from its course whatsoever. After having flown a Holy Stone and JJRC drone that were budget drones that were kind of marketed for beginners, then I bought this because I wanted something with the 3-axis gimbal, and that, my friends, is the key. That's what you need to get really good footage. Now I know there are a lot of better drones. There are a lot of more advanced drones, more professional drones that are out in the market, and the newest one there is the DJI Mini 3 Pro, and I have to be honest with you, it intrigues me too. Eventually, I might upgrade to one of those. However, at this point, I don't see the need, and I'll tell you why. This one, it has a camera that is actually, the sensor is better than most of all the other cameras that I have already. I paid $730 Canadian for this. The Fly More combo comes with 3 batteries, a nice controller, a charging hub, extra propellers, all this good stuff. I haven't really used all the potential of this yet. I'm still discovering new things to do with it all the time. And I'm going to share a few of my best videos with you that I think are kind of awesome. At least I think so. But they haven't really fit with any of the stuff that I do, or, you know, there's just a clip here and there. But I'd like you to see how good this thing really performs. And, well, this has a number of things going for it. Number one, it is under 250 grams. So if you buy this at a store or you order it online, it's always recommended you educate yourself in some way, but you do not need a license for this. If you like to travel, drones under 250 grams are also legal in most countries without a license. And again, don't quote me on that, because you always have to check whatever country you're going to, what are their regulations. I did it for Mexico. It wasn't that easy to uncover, because they say that any drone you have to register, but then again there's an exemption for drones under 250 grams, which is nice. In Germany, I didn't take this because Germans are crazy. German regulations can go overboard. That's what I'm trying to say here. Another thing this has going for itself, that'd be number 2, it's the affordability. Like right now, there's a new drone on the market. The demand for this one is going to go down because everybody's got to have the latest thing. However, this new drone, if you want to buy it with all the bells and whistles, is more than double this one, I believe. I haven't really checked the price yet. But in about 80% of scenarios, this one will deliver equally good footage. It only comes in for special situations, like when you have, for example, there's a bird. For example, you have very harsh lighting, low light conditions, and then there's the big one that maybe might be a deal breaker for this one, because this doesn't have obstacle avoidance and it doesn't have any tracking. Now, if that's what you're after, there are other drones for that. But from what I heard so far, they always have some bugs to iron out. So it might be a good idea on your part to give it a year or so till their software, firmware is perfected, so that you don't have to worry about your drone crashing into something because of a malfunction. Well, other than that, the third advantage is this is really easy to fly. Some of you may have bought a cheaper drone just to try out and gotten frustrated because these things are hard to control. You got a little bit of wind and it has a mind of its own. It doesn't even want to do what you tell it to do. Now, GPS on the cheaper drones, it's kind of a pain in the butt too. It's not very precise, and then you have to spin the drone around 3 times this way and 3 times that way. Every single time you put a new battery in her, which is often. Well, with this, you never have to do this. You have to do this. I stand corrected. You only have to do this once, the very first time. And then you're okay after that. So there's 3 things to buy this. And of course, you can spend more money if you have it, buy a more expensive one. But this one, you will not regret buying this. And now that the new drone is out, you could find deals on eBay, on Amazon, like the price is coming down. If you're new to drones and you want to get into it and really enjoy this thing, this is the one to get. It's the DJI Mini 2. Now I'd like to show you some of the footage that I took with this over the past few weeks. I hope you enjoy it. Since this drone weighs less than 250 grams, it is perfectly okay for me to fly it in a built-up area like in a city without permission and without a license, as long as I'm doing it safely. I have to put a disclaimer here because some cities will have bylaws that will prohibit you from controlling the drone in certain areas like city-owned property. Do your own research. Now we're looking at the LRT and we're approaching the Colosseum. If this drone was heavier than 250 grams, even though I do have a basic license, I would be prohibited from flying here. The footage you're looking at right now was captured close to sunset time with challenging lighting, which brings out beautiful colors, by the way. I don't have any problems with the way this looks. Do you find that there is a lack of detail in the shadows or anything like that? Well, I'm sorry, I failed to see it. While it felt really risky in the beginning, I do enjoy flying in the city. The footage looks beautiful, there's so much to see. However, I also like to get out of town with my drone. The one thing I don't really like is to get in a car and drive for hours and hours. Instead, I use my bicycle. And guess what? If this was a really big and heavy drone, it wouldn't be very convenient. However, with this little drone, I just put it in my handlebar bag and done. I have it with me wherever I go. This, for example, is a little lake that's within cycling distance, probably about 30 kilometers or so from where I am. Awesome. I had the drone with me not knowing if I was going to use it, but I did, and I'm glad I did. I think this looks great. I rarely get out of town with enough time to spare when I'm working,
but once in a blue moon, even that could happen. So the other day, I had a lunch break where I was able to fly my drone.
And where I am right now, it's called Spruce Grove. It's outside of Edmonton. And I discovered this. It's a farmer's field. Let me show you. Yeah, this is what I'm looking at. So there's a whole big field here. I think I can fly and check this area a little bit more without getting in trouble. What do you think?
One day I'm going to sit in the field or somewhere near the train tracks and just wait for a train and then fly the drone beside it. By the way, the drone was only about a meter above the ground, this whole clip, up to about here. I'd also like to mention that the DJI Mini 2 is one of the safest drones you can own, because if you're ever in a zone where you're not allowed to fly, the drone knows about it. It won't let you take off. And again, I have to put a disclaimer here, because that only goes for the FAA or the CAA restrictions and not bylaws such as you are not allowed to fly in your local park or something like that. By the way, I'm not sponsored by DJI in any way. I just wanted to make this video to tell you that you don't need to spend a fortune. The DJI Mini 2 is all you need if you're getting into drones. It may be last year's model, but it delivers the most bang for your money. If any of the footage in this video really appeals to you, I share lots of drone footage on pexels.com, and there's a link in the description.
Now, if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate if you could hit the like button. And by the way, I got an account at Buy Me a Coffee, so that means you could do that. Link is in the description. You could also click the super thanks or whatever, but of course you never have to. It's just if you like. But hey, one thing that is really huge in my book is if you enjoy this video, share it with somebody. I can always use more subscribers. I'm trying to grow this channel to spread the word about how a life of adventure is not just something that should be put on the back burner. It's your life, and you shouldn't let it be run by anyone else, no matter how rich they are.
Oh, and before I forget it, crashes do happen. If that happens to you and you didn't buy the insurance for it, no problem. I have a video on how I fixed mine, and it might help you.